So yeah, I traded in my 2025 Honda CR-V Hybrid Sport L for a 2026 Hyundai Santa Fe Hybrid Calligraphy. And the main reason was the CR-V had been through 2 sets of injectors and 10,000 miles. And we were nearing the 11,000 mile mark, and it was already starting to stutter and shake, and they were going to have to put a third set in. I know I probably could have fought them to buy it back and got a lawyer, and because we owned it for almost 2 years, so we would have to do the federal lemon thing, and that's a hassle. And honestly, I didn't feel like going through with it. So me and my wife talked about it, and we decided that pretty much all cars made these days aren't very good. Not like it was, 15, 20 years ago. You can't just buy a Honda CR-V apparently and it be reliable. And you can't hardly find a Toyota RAV4. We actually looked for those. So we ultimately decided that we would just buy a car with the longest warranty and just live with that car. And so that's what we did. Get the most features we can with the longest warranty and just live with it. And that's what we ended up going with. And so we chose it. It's a Atlantis blue with black interior. They had one with white interior, and I was just afraid of it getting dirty over time. Just drove around from the mall back home, and I'm averaging mid-30s, which, I mean, you consider how big this car is. It's 3 rows. We got one of the seats down, but it's a big car. So the main reason we chose it is because of the price, the warranty, and the amount of features you get for the price. To get a Toyota or a Honda with these features, you would spend $15,000, $20,000 more. So, you've got the digital thing here. You've got one sunroof here. And you've got a giant moonroof in the back. It doesn't open, but my son can sit in one of the captain's chairs and look at the sky. It's got ventilated seats, which I love. Heated seats, heated steering wheel, all sorts of drive modes. And we chose a front-wheel drive car. We could have went all-wheel drive for a couple thousand more, but we're in Tennessee, and it's not. We don't go off-road. It barely snows. Not a big deal. One of the things I really like when you do the blinker, you can see behind you for either side. I think all cars should probably have that. The lane keep is really good. Basically drives for you as long as you have your hands on the wheel. Cruise control is really good. I really like the fact that this is on the column here, so you have way more room here. And you got your shelf down here. That was actually a pretty good selling point for us. Lots of storage. It's much bigger than the CR-V, and we loved the CR-V. It's just, it is what it is. We just didn't trust it anymore. And, Honda has a shorter warranty. We were worried, what happens when this warranty ends in a couple years? Are we going to be spending a couple grand in injectors every 5,000 miles? I know we could have bought an extended warranty, but it's not something I just want to live with. So, yeah, so it's got the mood lighting. You can change the colors of all that. That's pretty easy. Everything is pretty self-explanatory. Lights, ambient lighting, color. You can make it red. You can make it any color you want. So that's pretty cool. One thing that I think it's a feature that I've kind of wanted, and it's strange that no other cars have it that I've seen, is that your USB here, if you don't want your phone to connect to CarPlay, you can just select it to charge, or you can select it to be USB and charge. And I think that's just such a huge feature, because it can be really annoying if you just want to charge your phone and not have your phone connected to CarPlay. You can do that. It's got the 2 wireless chargers. They're okay. They work. You got a bunch of different parking stuff here. If I can get it here. Okay. I don't know why it's the wrong color. I don't know if you can change that or not. It just kind of shows where I'm at. You can look ahead, you can look behind, which is kind of cool. It's got built-in maps. That's not part of CarPlay. I do have my CarPlay connected, but that's not part of it, which I think is pretty cool. It comes with, I think, 3 years of whatever this is. It's like maps, and after that you'd have to pay for updates, but I don't think we would. Another feature that I didn't know I needed was you can click driver only, and it cuts off all the vents everywhere else. I guess if you're alone in the car and you want more air on you. So it's only this vent and this vent. This one's off, that one's off. So that's actually pretty neat. Turn that down. Turn these seats. The ventilated seats are kind of loud. But I think it's just generally, this being the calligraphy, everything is really quiet in here, so you just hear everything so much better. It comes with the heads-up display. You can kind of see it here. And that'll show you your miles per hour. It'll show the speed limit. If there's a stop sign coming up, it'll pop up. It'll show the car in front of you, if there's one. If there's a school zone, that'll pop up. I think maybe maps and stuff will pop up there too. I haven't used that yet though. You know, it's got the Bose. I think it's 12 speakers, which is really nice. Here. I don't know what music's on here. Let me. I guess you go to media. I'm still learning this car. I don't know. Yeah, so yeah, the speakers sound really good. A lot better than the CRV, which we didn't have I guess the touring or limited or whatever it is in the CRV. So we didn't have the upgraded sound system, but this is definitely better. The center thing is pretty cool. It goes deeper than that. This is just a tray. And then they can open on this side too. And then the back has a drawer. It's pretty neat. And also the vents for back here are in the the pillars instead of on the back of the console. I actually think that's pretty neat. Let me show you around the car. So we chose this blue color. It's called Atlantis Blue. But everything's blacked out. All the trim. There's the vents I was talking about. You got some pockets back here, some clips. I need to get a new, this thing sucks. We're just using that for a temporary thing. Cup holders in every door. Same over there. This is pretty underrated. My son is gonna like that because he doesn't like the sun in his eyes. That's on both back windows. You can click that button there, it'll shove that forward and you can get in the back. 2 cup holders, vents, vent controls, a plug, like a household plug. And then over there, it's got the lighter plug, vents, USB-C. There's USB-C on this side too. So I really think it'd probably be good for camping. And then back here, I got this off Amazon, this mat. It's like the seat back thing. And it was like 30 bucks. The Hyundai one was like 150. So I think that's pretty cool. But you could put those seats down. I feel like you could fit like a you could fit like a twin back here, a twin air mattress. That's not going to go all the way down because it's got the car seat in it, but you see what I mean. But yeah, so both of those laying flat. You could pretty much camp out back here, I think, if you wanted to. You've got all your plugs, and it's a hybrid. I don't think it has a dedicated camp mode, but your engine would only cut on every so often if you just had the fan barely running back here. And there's your fan. That one, another USB-C. Just a lot of utility, I think. We were just wanting something that, you know, long warranty. If something goes wrong, they'll fix it. I just don't think any car these days is any count. So, may as well go with one with the longest warranty, right? And I think Hyundai's been kind of stepping up their game on it, if I'm being honest. And these are ratcheting, so you can kind of put them where you want. My son likes that he has a seat like we do, instead of the big bench seat. And this is like a handle. You can, there's the key for it there. You just push down here, you can get up here and for your cargo. It's not something we'll ever use probably. Another neat little thing, the battery is right here. You lift that little thing up so it's not under the front hood. No spare tire, so you get this, but you can fit a spare tire underneath. The spot for it's there, it just didn't come with one. So anybody who wants to buy a hybrid, you can buy a spare tire kit for it. All kinds of bugs out here. Oh, yeah. Back seats are heated, but not ventilated. One of the things I feel like they should have included was the controls for the climate control back here. It's just whatever the front is. So no climate controls for the second passengers, which I think is kind of a missed opportunity. And it's not a very big thing for them to add, and it would have made a big difference. Parking brake, brightness. Put up your hatch. All right. So this, you twist it up for drive, down one for N, all the way for reverse. When you go in reverse, your mirrors point down. Make sure no one's behind me here. Okay. So when I put it in drive, those go back up. I guess so you can just make sure you're... And then when you're going into drive, this will stay on until you go over a certain thing. It says check your surroundings for safety. That's pretty neat. Make sure nothing's around you. There's cameras everywhere on this thing. It's very quiet. I've been sitting for a while, so my gas mileage went down. But you're going to average 30 and above, I'm sure, if you are interested in this. And the leather is just really nice. I guess they said it's Napa leather. I'm not sure what that is, but apparently it's like nice and soft. Good quality, cleans easy. Easy to maintain, I suppose. That's what they told me. I have to look into it. Knowing my luck, it's probably not easy to maintain, but has to get up and go to it though. I mean, I don't want to get too much going over here, but the speed limit oddly on this road is, it says 20 here, but that's the school zone speed limit. The speed limit on this road is 35, and now it's actually 20 here. Something I noticed, you can hold this button down here, and now it's maxed at 20. So no matter how hard I push this gas, like I am pushing on it pretty good, and it won't go past 20. But if I floor it, obviously, you know, it will. But that's pretty neat. So if you want to like cap your speed, like don't let me go past 20, like you can push the gas up pretty hard and it's not going to let you past 20. Yeah, like I mean I'm almost flooring it, and it's just not going to. It's just not going to go over 20. And it's barely went over. Like I'm flooring it right now. Like you can. There it goes. Did you hear it beep? Now it's telling me I'm speeding. So I think that's pretty cool. That way, if a cop pulls you over, and you've got a pretty decent defense. Like, hey, I had this set. No way I was going over. Like that would work anyway, I guess. But it's definitely got a nicer ride than the Honda CR-V. Now the Hondas do hold their value. We had, I don't know, about close to 15,000 in equity for the trade, and then the MSRP for this was 50,000, and it was close to 51. It was just under. I got the. Let me turn this off. It's telling me I'm speeding. So yeah, I got the MSRP. I got it way off MSRP. I bought it the last hour of the month. I made them sweat a little bit. I came in on the Friday before the end of the month. I walked when they didn't give me the right number. they called me on the actual last day, which was Monday, this last Monday, and I told them what I wanted, which was 43,000, like plus tax, title, and they gave it to me. And they matched my Carvana offer for my trade, so I don't feel like I got ripped off there. And we moved just under 15,000 of the trade because we had the equity, and so we financed only like 30, 31. So I think a Hyundai is gonna go down a little bit faster than a Honda, but we'll be in an equitable position for, I think, the whole time we own it. But like I said, we're going to try to keep this thing. Anyway, I think we've been in the electric mode the whole time here. It's kicked in, the gas has kicked in a few times. Now, this is a 1.6 liter turbo and an electric motor. So it's a small engine, but I don't think these have too many complaints. It's a little noisy when it kicks in, when it first kicks in, and when it gets moving. Yeah. I'm just gonna drive around. Yeah. So the motor just kicked on, and sometimes the motor will kick in to charge the battery, and it'll be a little louder or something. And right now I think it's just driving the car, so it sounds a little more refined. So it just kind of depends, I guess, how loud or so. Yeah, that'll tell you there's a stop sign coming, and you can do your regen here. I've got it set to auto now, so it'll choose how much regen to use. So if there's a stop sign, it'll do more. If there's nothing ahead, it'll do less, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, it sees there's a stop sign, it's slowing down quick. So you can kind of one pedal drive it, but it won't come to a complete stop. Like, watch. That's about as far. It goes to about 5 miles an hour, then you got to do the rest. So things I miss about the Honda CR-V. The big one is the walk-away auto lock. So with the CR-V, there's one right there. With the CR-V, when you turn the car off and you walk away from it, you can have it set to where it'll auto lock as long as there's no keys, in the CR-V, and it'll just lock. With this, there's no options for that at all. So I'm having to remember to lock it. Now you can drive the car with your phone, like you don't even need the actual key, which is a monstrosity. You don't even need it. You can just have your phone, but you still got to remember to lock it. The good thing is it will send you a push notification on your phone saying, hey, you left your car unlocked, and you can lock it from your phone later. But I just think it'd be easier if it just auto locked. Yeah, see, it's a little louder there. I don't know. Sometimes the engine's a little louder, a little less refined sounding. You can put it in sport mode. And then these paddle shifters actually shift through the 6-speed transmission. See, it's going through the transmission now instead of the regen. So yeah, I'm having a little, whatever, we really like it. Oh, you push there to park. We were thinking about waiting a couple months for a RAV4. Of course, it would have been smaller, less features. We wouldn't have got a discount because they're just so hard to get. They're just not making deals on them. The Santa Fe's are a different story. So that's just something else we were kind of choosing. The 2026 CRVs don't fix the injector issue. You can look into that. That's a problem a lot of people are having. So we were just unwilling to kind of make a bet on the other one not having that issue, because apparently, I mean, they're all doing it to some extent, I think. So yeah. Another big thing is the CRV. The keys were numbered 1 and 2, driver 1 and 2. Very simple. If key 1 came, everything went to key 1. If key 2 came, it was, key 1 was driver 1, key 2 was driver 2. Wasn't any big thing. With this one, that's not the case. You got to come in here. You got to click here. You'll get in. All your profiles will be up. You got to put your fingerprint in for your settings to take effect. I think that's just kind of silly. Just have it, attached to your phone key or your key here, and just let that identify you. I don't understand why you need a password or a fingerprint. Yeah, it's like, this is crazy to me. I just think that's silly. I don't know. Just to get my settings up, why not just have it attached to my phone? Because my phone has my profile on it, or even my key. Because there's only 2 driver settings, and then there's a valet mode. So that's kind of a little quirk that I'm not a big fan of. So yeah. Hopefully we made the right choice. We'll see with time. Hopefully this will be reliable. We do take a lot of long trips, so this will be comfortable for sure. So we'll see. If anybody is interested in seeing more, like if you're thinking about driving this and you were wanting to know something or see something specific about it, let me know. I can make another video or write a comment and I'll reply with the best answer I can. You can go and watch a ton of reviews. Man, these tire pressures are all over the place. They all read the same on the outside. I checked it this morning, so I don't know. They were all at 35 this morning when I checked with my pressure gauge. So these things, they're just all over the place. And another gripe I have, real quick, is there's only 3, because I don't have all-wheel drive, so there's no snow mode, but why isn't there a normal mode? There's a My Drive, but that just chooses between, you could do steering, sport, or eco, and then eco or sport driving mode, and it would kind of switch between the 2. I just don't understand why there's just not a normal mode. But so every time you start the car, it's in eco. I can't find a way to change that. There might be a way to change it, but I can't find it. And I've only had the car for a few days, so I'm still learning a lot about it. And I learned this just yesterday. You can actually move the seats from here. I guess you can do the heated seats. You can move them, tilt them, whatever. So I think that's pretty cool. So yeah. We'll see with time if this was the right. I know it was a good idea to get out of the Honda. I just don't know if we made the right decision getting the Hyundai Santa Fe. So we'll see with time. I think the only other big option we were wanting was the RAV4, and it just wasn't. It would have cost, for a hybrid of like a, I don't know what trims they have, but kind of a higher trim, it would have cost more than this. And this is a calligraphy with, you know, every option you can think of. So, but the question is is it a polished turd? I don't know. I guess we'll see. I don't think so. I think Hyundai's gotten better, and they back it up with a long warranty. So, 5 years, 60,000 miles, bumper to bumper. 10 years, 100,000 miles, engine and battery and all that. So we'll see. All right, like I said, if you have any questions, write them down below. Talk to you guys later.